There are so many great kids' movies to watch, and if you're looking for something to show your kids, nieces, nephews, or class students, or you may just want to reconnect with your childhood, we have listed some of the best movies for kids of all time based on the criteria of vision, creativity, and moral messages. We have tried to make the selection in this list as diverse as possible by choosing from different eras, genres, and movie styles. Let's go to our list of the best children's movies so far. Number 1. Paddington 2, 2017. Paddington 2 is not only the best movie for kids ever, but I would like to say it's one of the greatest movie sequels and all-time favorite animated movies for kids. This is the only film on Rotten Tomatoes which is directed by Paul King and written by King and Simon Farnaby. This animated comedy movie is based on the Paddington Bear stories and has been given a fresh rating by 241 out of 241 critics with a score of 100%. The Paddington 2 has lots of great casts including Hugh Bonneville and Sally Hawkins, but it also adds Hugh Grant and Brendan Gleeson to the mix. By sending Paddington to jail, the film raises the original comedy and drama. Paddington Bear goes to jail, but that doesn't mean Paddington 2 is a dark film. In contrast, Paddington 2 is as bright and bold as a pink prison jumpsuit. Number 2. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, 2018. Next is the second best American animated movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The film is based on Marvel Comics character Miles Morales, which is directed by Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. It is the first animated movie in the Spider-Man franchise that combines creativity in both narrative and visual sense. The story of the film follows teen Miles Morales as he becomes the new Spider-Man of his universe and joins other Spider-Man-capable people from various other dimensions to save his universe from Kingpin. A lot of love and care was poured into creating the singular visual style of the film, which made the film more acclaimed. But perhaps more than anything else, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse succeeds because of its profound moral message. The movie teaches that anyone can be Spider-Man, and Spider-Man can be anybody. The Lego Movie 2014. First and foremost, let's thank writer and director Chris Miller and Phil Lord for taking Lego product placements and turning it into a really funny movie. These 100 minutes of non-stop fun connect us to our inner creative side. This 3D animated film follows the lead character Lego Man named Emmett. He's the key to saving the Lego universe and tries to save the world from his cracked ruler, Lord Business, played by Will Ferrell. In the film, Emmett and his friends embark on an epic journey to stop the evil tyrant Lord Business. Number 4. Inside Out 2015. Inside Out is one of Pixar's best kids movies of all time. This American animated film is directed by Pete Docter. He wrote the whole film script with Meg LaFoe and Josh Cooley. The movie focuses on a young girl named Riley, whose 5 personality emotions, joy, unhappiness, fear, anger, and hatred affect her life. After moving from Minnesota to San Francisco, parents Lane and McLachlan adjust to their new surroundings. The point made by Pixar's 2015 amazing film Inside Out is that it's never too early to assimilate your emotions. Most of the best children's films have a moral lesson in the vein of fiction, but Inside Out goes deeper by showing you the inner maneuvers of a young girl's mind. Inside Out teaches that grief is an important aspect of a harmonious emotional balance, whether young or old. Number 5. My Neighbor Totoro, 1988. My Neighbor Totoro is one of the best 1988 Japanese animated fantasy films, written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki and animated by Studio Ghibli for Tokuma Shoten. The film is based on 2 young girls and is filled with surreal and imaginative imagery throughout. In it, a 10-year-old Satsuki and her 4-year-old sister Mei move with their father to live in a house in the country to be with their hospitalized mother. Satsuki and Mei discover a nearby forest inhabited by a magical creature called the Totoros. They both soon befriend this Totoro and undertake many magical adventures. Number 6. Toy Story 1995. Not only because of its popularity but also because of its subtextual brilliance, Toy Story has become a definite children's film. There is a critical commentary on consumerism, autonomy, and family units that pervade the whole story. The Toy Story has crossed over $373 million worldwide on a budget of $30 million. This American animated comedy film is produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. The film story is about the secret life of toys when people are not around. A little boy named Andy loves to stay in his room and plays with his toys, especially his doll named Woody. But when Andy is not with them, the toy comes alive. Woody believes the toy's life is as good as a toy. However, he has to worry about Andy's family moving, and what Woody doesn't know is about Andy's birthday party. Woody doesn't realize that Andy's mother has given him an action figure called Buzz Lightyear, who doesn't believe that it's a toy, and quickly it becomes Andy's new favorite toy. Now jealous, Woody tries to get rid of Buzz. Then both Woody and Buzz are now lost, and Andy must find a way to get them back before he goes without them. But they have to go through the ruthless toy killer Sid Phillips. Number 7. Pinocchio 1940. Pinocchio is a 1940s American animated musical fantasy film based on the 1883 Italian children's novel The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. This is not a fun movie, but it is a cinematic lesson on why children should not lie. The Pinocchio is a second animated feature film produced by Walt Disney Pictures. In the film, the inventor Geppetto creates a wooden marionette named Pinocchio. Pinocchio's wish to have a real son was unexpectedly granted by a fairy. Fairy hires Jiminy Cricket to act as Pinocchio's conscience and keep him out of trouble. Jiminy is not very successful in this endeavor, and much of the film is spent with Pinocchio. The film's story is serious and the morality is clear, but the movie teaches you, don't lie or bad things will happen. Number 8. The Wizard of Oz, 1939. If you are thinking of taking a portal to the past of children's movies, look no further than The Wizard of Oz. Due to its wide appeal, The Wizard of Oz was the first American film to popularize the kids' cinematic experience. This 1939 American fantasy film is directed by Victor Fleming and produced by Mervyn LeRoy. The story of the film is based on the 1900s children's fantasy novel The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. When a hurricane blows through Kansas, Dorothy Gale and her dog named Toto are thrown from their home into the magical land of Oz. To meet the wizard, they head down Yellow Brick Road to Emerald City, and on the way they meet a scarecrow who wants a brain, a tin man who wants a heart, and a cowardly lion who wants courage. The wizard tells them to bring the evil sorcerer of West Broom to get help. Number 9. The Muppet Movie 1979. 1979's film The Muppet Movie is one of the best movies for kids ever. This musical road fantasy comedy film was directed by James Frawley and produced by Jim Henson. This is the first theatrical film in the Muppets franchise that has crossed over $65.2 million across the world on a budget of $8 million. The Muppet Movie speaks to a generation of children and moviegoers, and it is as relevant today as it was in 1979. In the film, Kermit the Frog, who lives a quiet life in the swamp, is approached by a Hollywood agent to audition for a lifelong opportunity. So Kermit took this opportunity for his big break to make the Hollywood journey. Along the way, Kermit meets many strange new friends, including the humorous Fozzie Bear, the beautiful but surly Miss Piggy, and the great Gonzo. But Kermit should also keep an eye on the ruthless Doc Hopper, who plans to use his frog legs as a spokesman for the food chain. Number 10. E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, 1982. E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial is one of the best American science fiction films for kids. This film is produced and directed by Steven Spielberg and written by Melissa Matheson. The film is a favorite of children and audiences alike, grossing more than $792.9 million over the world with a budget of $10.5 million. It tells the story of a young boy named Elliot who befriends a gentle alien stuck on Earth. Elliot introduces E.T. to his California suburban home family. His brother, his younger sister Gertie, and friends decide to keep his existence a secret. However, soon E.T. falls ill, resulting in government intervention and dire conditions for both Elliot and Alien. Number 11. Like Mike 2002. Like Mike is one of the best American comedy sports movies for kids. This film is written by Jordan Moffett and Michael Elliott and directed by John Schultz. It was released on July 3, 2002. Most children dream of becoming something astounding: an astronaut, a model, a 5-star chef, or even an athlete. In Like Mike, the dreams of a young kid called Calvin comes true when he's allowed to use the magical basketball power of the pair of Jordans. Like Mike is not only a great basketball film, it is also a good film to watch for anyone who's interested in the often undiscovered setting of an orphanage. It's likewise a great movie for the Jordan brand. Number 12, The Muppets, 2011. The Muppets is a most enjoyable children's movie that has just enough place to rank on this list. The Muppets is an American comedy musical fantasy movie written by Nicholas Stoller and Jason Segel, directed by James Bobin. This film has grossed over $165.2 million across the world on a budget of $45 million. The Muppets is such a great franchise for kids that it's difficult to select just one. You cannot go wrong with either of them. We are going to rank The Muppets 2011 here for its incredible lead performances from Amy Adams and Jason Segel and its outstanding music. You will not have the option to get the Muppet soundtrack off your mind after watching this incredible children's film. Number 13, The Princess Bride, 1987. The Princess Bride is also a great American kids film directed and co-produced by Rob Reiner. The film has a fantastic cast including Robin Wright, Cary Elves, Chris Sarandon, Mandy Patinkin, Andre the Giant, Christopher Guest, and Wallace Shawn. The Princess Bride was released in the USA on September 25, 1987. The Princess Bride is all about the fairy tale adventure of a young, pretty woman and her true love. After a very long detachment, he must find her love and save her. The lovebird must fight the evils of the mythical kingdom of Florin to reunite with each other. Millions of children have grown up watching this film, making it the most liked in many homes. And no doubt, The Princess Bride script is enthusiastic and fun-loving. 14. Coco, 2017. Coco is a 3D computer animated musical fantasy drama movie directed by Lee Unkrich, co-directed by Adrian Molina, and produced by Pixar Animation Studios. Based on a completely different and original idea by Lee Unkrich, Coco earned its own loyal audience. This movie has grossed over $807.8 million across the world on a budget of $175 to $225 million. This story is about a young boy called Miguel who dreams of becoming a successful musician. The issue is that his family bans this profession. Coco's script cleverly balances complex themes with a good sense of humor. Overall, Coco is a fantastic movie with the best message. Oh, and the visuals are almost difficult to beat. Number 15, A Christmas Story, 1983. A Christmas Story was released on November 18, 1983. This film is an American Christmas comedy film directed by Bob Clark. It has grossed over $69.6 million across the world on a budget of $3.3 million. Is A Christmas Story an ideal film for kids? No, not at all. Are there movie parts where the children will not understand? Definitely, plenty. So for what reason is A Christmas Story considered an exemplary children's film? Maybe preferable to some other Christmas film, it superbly shows the season through the eyes of a child. This movie is likewise an intuitive commentary on the consumerist obsession of Christmas, which is superior learned for children earlier rather than later. Eventually, it's one of the most mind-blowing Christmas films ever. Number 16, Kicking and Screaming, 2005. Kicking and Screaming is a comedy drama funny kid movie directed and written by Noah Baumbach in his directorial debut. The movie stars are Chris Eichmann, Josh Hamilton, Carlos Jacquet, and features Olivia d'Abo, Eric Stoltz, and Parker Posey. In this film, after graduation, Jane, Grover's girlfriend, tells him she's going to Prague to study writing. Grover refuses to go with her. Instead, he decides to go with his friends. No one wants to make big decisions that will completely change their lives, yet none of them decide to be like the professional student who tends bar and is in his or her 10th year of university education. Number 17, The Parent Trap in 1961. The Parent Trap is a romantic comedy drama movie produced and co-written by Charles Shire, directed and co-written by Nancy Myers. This film was released on July 29, 1998 in the United States. It has grossed over $1.663 million across the world on a budget of $250 to $260 million. This movie received a lot of positive reviews from critics. Also, Lohan's performance gained huge popularity. It is a well-known story about two stranger twin sisters who learn more about the other side of their family through novel switches. The twins, who are unaware of their divorced parents, meet at a summer camp. They change places, hence as to meet parents they don't know, and then plan to get back them together. Number 18, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a musical fantasy movie directed by Mel Stewart. This story is based on the novel Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, written by Roald Dahl. Apart from this, the movie was selected for preservation in the USA National Film Registry. The world is surprised when Willie, for years a hermit in his factory, announces that 5 fortunate people will be given a complete tour of the plant, reveal all of the top secrets of his incredible candy, and have a chance to win a lifetime supply of Wonka chocolate. No one requires the award more than Charlie, but as his family is so needy that purchasing even a bar of chocolate is a treat. Purchasing enough bars to discover one of the 5 golden tickets is unlikely in the utmost. 19. The Lion King 1994. The Lion King is a very popular musical drama movie written by Jeff Nathanson, directed and produced by Jon Favreau. The movie has grossed over $1.663 million across the world on a budget of $250 to $260 million. It may be the most respected movie of all of Disney's animated films, and for pretty good reason. The story is full of amazing music and older than a lot of the company's early 3D pictures. In Africa, the Simba, lion cub, is the delight and the pride of his parents Queen Sarabi and King Mufasa. The king prepares Simba to be the following lord of the jungle. Nonetheless, the innocent Simba has faith in his jealous uncle Scar that needs to kill Mufasa and Simba to turn into the following lord. He baits Simba and Nala, Simba's friend, to go to a prohibited spot and they are assaulted by hyenas, yet they're protected by Mufasa. Then, Scar plots another scheme to kill Mufasa and Simba, but the cub saves alive and goes away from the kingdom, trusting he was responsible for the demise of Mufasa. Then Scar becomes the king, supported by the hyenas, while Simba grows in a far-off land. After a few days, Simba meets Nala and tells her that the kingdom has become a scary wasteland. How will Simba respond? Want to know? Then watch this beautiful movie. Number 20, Time Bandits 1981. Time Bandits is a British fantasy adventure movie produced and co-written and directed by Terry Gilliam. The movie was released on 6 November 1981 in the United States. Time Bandits has grossed $36 million in the Canada and USA on a budget of $5 million. Kevin, an 11-year-old schoolboy who is obsessed with history but ignored by his parents, finds the opportunity to make his dream come true when he sees the band of time-traveling midgets in his bedroom. Stealing a one-of-a-kind map of the time and place of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the darling Time Bandits take Kevin on a thrilling journey through the depths of history from one era to another. The hazardous arch-rival known as the Evil Genius is hot on their trail, keen on getting his hands on the valuable map. However, who might have imagined that Kevin's apparently ordinary room was the entry to a puzzling wormhole and the portal to an incredible world of adventure?